Well, we are now on the way to the storage. So this is where we pick up the motorhome, and my day today will be spent getting the vehicle cleaned, getting it all nice and sparkling, ready for the drive, and look out for a little snapshot of a new product from Silky that I'm going to be trying today. They very kindly let me have a bottle of their caravan and motorhome wash, so we're going to see how that goes as we clean the vehicle. Once that's done, it'll be a day of getting things packed, getting the food in, getting the clothes in, and heading off to Black Horse Farm later on today. So some other things we need to consider is what we do pack, what food we do take. We are considerate of the rules around what you can transfer into Europe and not. So if you've not done so, read some of the guides that are out there on the internet about what you can and can't do. There is a particularly good guide from Wandering Bird, who's done a really good booklet on travelling into Europe for all the top tips. So highly recommend that one for you. We also need to consider what we can take for the dogs, again in terms of their food and their snacks, and again we're as considerate as we can be, again around the rules of what you can and can't take. So yeah, lots to think about for us today. I'll do a final check of all our paperwork. I'm going to go and get a extra gas cylinder, Calagas, today. We do take 2 with us. I think we should only need 1 really, but we don't like to be without. We like to be well prepared. So once I've picked the vehicle up, I'll swing by the local Calagas place to get an extra bottle. Make sure that's all working and running. And the next time I'll check in, you'll see me getting the vehicle cleaned. So here we go. This is the Silky Enviro wash for caravans and motorhomes, leisure vehicles. We are about to give the motorhome its first wash before we hit the road for Europe. So we've got a good clean to give. It's quite grubby because it's been in storage for the last 2 or 3 weeks as we've not had any trips out. So let's see how effective Silky is. As you can see then, the cab itself is quite grubby. The alloys need a good clean. So what I'm noticing straight away is it quickly gets off all the black streaks and marks, and you can see that it's feeding nicely having washed it. So the sheen that it is leaving is pretty much like you get at posh car washers. So it's putting that protective coat onto the bodywork as you are washing it. And you can see how the water is just running off, streak free. That's really quite impressive. Now, the next test then is going to be the dirt on these alloys. So this is the before. And the after. And again, you can see how it just beads as it goes to put that protective sheen onto the vehicle. Well, where do we start? Simply a list. We run a list of jobs that we know we have to get done in that week or two running up to our holiday, and we also run a travel spreadsheet that keeps track of all the essential dates and key dates for things that need to happen. Now this includes payment dates for bookings, this includes the animal health certificate, because that's key with dates before you go. This includes the days for travel with the shuttle, Eurotunnel, and also each day we are changing campsite as we go round France and Spain. So we log everything on a spreadsheet, and I'll show you a little screenshot of that in a moment. And we also keep a list of the essential jobs. So during this vlog, I'm going to take you through getting ready for our European trip. A little overview of the things you've got to remember, the things you need to include, and the next video will see us setting off and getting down to Black Horse and Le Shuttle. So let's see what we need to get ready. One of the big jobs for us is getting all the paperwork in order for the dogs to travel. And we've come down to the vets this afternoon to get their animal health certificates so we can travel with them this week. Now, for those of you that do this with pets regularly, you don't need me to tell you we have to do this so many days in advance, and this underlines for us that importance of having a spreadsheet and lists and checklists to make sure that we get all our activities in the right alignment and the right time frames, both for coming out and for coming back. So here we are, we're at the vets, we're about to go in, get them checked over, and hopefully we'll have our paperwork to travel. So we've arrived at the vets. Oh, is it the VETs, boys? The VET. So we're back from the vets. That is a clean bill of health for both of the boys, and we are all good to go. We've got the necessary paperwork, which will enable us to travel into Europe and arrive in France. ready for us as well for coming back, for it to be completed by the vets that we've got booked. So that's part of our process in planning our holiday. We've got our vets booked for our return journey. It's one that we've used a couple of times before, so our dogs are registered in their system, which will enable us to get a swift return as well. So we're all good to go. AHC tick, on to the next job. And this is that folder. So all of this paperwork here is ready for this next trip. And one of the big jobs I like to do just before we set off is get this little divided folder. And in each of these sections, I put in where each of our stays are for each booking, our documents for the pets, our insurance, the travel insurance documents, the spare keys. As I like to make sure that we've got everything and not relying on the internet. We have had it on the odd occasion where we've not been able to get a signal and I need to get the booking reference and so on. So for me, it just makes life easier. It enables Jamie, when he's in the passenger seat, to quickly get to the postcodes and directions and the instructions if there's a particular way to get into a site. And it also means we can quickly grab this folder whenever we need it. So for example, when we take the pets into the pet centres to come back and to the vets, we just grab this folder and it's got the necessary paperwork that we need. So that is one of our big jobs, and I'm going to go sit on the sofa now and get the folder in order for this next trip. During the summer, the other big job before we set off is to make sure the garden is all done. So today, got the lawn cut, done some pruning, and made sure we're ready to head off without leaving any jobs for when we get back. And the day before we head off, I like to make sure that we've got all the clothes all in order, all ready to go, and I'm on to the final bit of ironing and the final bit of preparing what we need for our travels. This is always a big job. Mind you, it's always a big job when you get home as well. So the result of all that ironing is the clothes laid out ready for me to pack into the motorhome tomorrow. Another little job we both get done as we are away for a longer period: haircuts. I'm just back from Jen's barbershop over in Raunds. They do a great job there. Alex has looked after me for some time now. So looking all smart and dapper, ready for setting off tomorrow. Another top tip is for travelling, we like to take plenty of bottled water. We take some Coke Zero, and I always start off with a box of beer. But a good top tip is have plenty of water as you're going. We ordered a Crit Air sticker which has gone onto the windscreen as we are passing some of the bigger cities, as well as putting on the Ingoldmells. So as this is more than 3.5 tonne, you do need your Ingoldmells stickers. One on each side. And one at the back. So I hope we found that useful and it is of interest to you to consider what you might need to do in getting ready for your trip abroad. And we will see you as we get down to Kent, as we get down to Black Horse, and we'll take you through the Eurotunnel and some of the steps we have to go through there in a bit more detail. And then we'll be hitting the road down through France, down to the east coast of Spain in that first couple of days, and we'll take you step by step, and we'll try and get some videos as we go, depending on the signal and connections we've got for uploading. We'll see how far we get with that, but we really look forward to you joining us on this European tour. we'll see you very soon.